To everybody's shock, Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul is happening. And we even got an update on the rules. They're going to be wearing 14-ounce gloves. They're going to be doing 8 2-minute rounds. And the referee will let them fight as long as it's within competitive exhibition standards. Which is another way of saying if either guy goes too crazy, starts going too hard, hurting the other guy, the referee will stop it. And the referee has the authority to stop it at any time. And there will be no headgear. People asking me, what do I think of this fight? And man, I don't know. I don't know what kind of taste this fight's going to leave in my mouth. Am I going to feel like I'm just watching abuse on the elderly? Or, if Jake wins, am I just going to feel like I'm watching somebody abuse the elderly? And if Mike lays Jake out, I feel like I might have to call CPS after watching a Nickelodeon YouTuber get battered. This fight is giving me guilty pleasure vibes. This fight makes me feel like a hypocrite because part of me feels like this is a wildly inappropriate fight, but then the other part of me can't stop looking. Kind of like a car crash. You see the cars flying down the street, you know they're about to smash into each other, but you can't look away. And that's exactly how I feel about this fight. I'm not really sure what to think. So we're going to examine some recent footage of each guy training and sparring to see what we can grab out of this fight and to try and help me form an opinion. Alright, so we can't use prime Mike Tyson sparring clips because obviously he was a beast and a lot younger. So we're going to have to go into the current bag of tricks and pull out some sparring from him that he's done within the past year or two and even the past week. So here we go. Here you see Mike with his trainer. I forget his trainer's name, longtime trainer. Here he's just doing a lot of head movement. Although he is punching back because his trainer's wearing headgear, Mike's working more in that head movement. The first thing that screams is how fast Mike is with his waist movement and his feet. You know, Roy Jones said that after he fought Mike in that exhibition. He was like, yo, Mike's head movement, like he's like, I'm the fastest guy in history, and I thought I'd have no problem hitting him, but I could barely touch him. He was slipping and sliding underneath me, man. He was real slippery. So here you see Mike working on that waist movement, head movement. All right, so now we see him here sparring. There he throws a body shot. There's a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, nicely done. There he throws another hook. All right, now we're back to him. This is a collage, so work with me. Now we're back to him. Dodge. All right, here we go. Ooh, there's a nice 1, 2, 3. Let's look at that again. He throws a 1. Oh, so he throws a hook, a jab, and then he comes in with a left hook. So that's called hooking off the jab, which is one of the hardest things to do. So here's Mike again sparring. Here he's throwing that 1, 2. He's looking real fast. There he's being aggressive. All right, and he's coming as opponent. Opponent's throwing some punches, and Mike throws a jab. Ooh, nice shot. That was nice. That was vintage Mike. Let's look at that again. Mike throws a jab, ducks all the way under, then comes up with a leverage left hook to the body. Prime Mike Tyson. He misses that second one. Prime Mike Tyson with the waist movement. He gets real low. The guy he's sparring here looks a little taller, about 6'1", 6'2". You know, we all know Mike's 5'10". But Mike is a clean 220 at minimum. He's 5'10", but he's 220. And he has explosive power and explosive speed. Again, his head movement and his legs, his footwork is super fast along with his waist movement. Super fast. There's Mike in the clinch. They break apart. Here comes Mike. He's stalking. The guy's backing away. Guy hits him with a couple shots and then spins off. So that happens a lot with Mike. And that could be the only way Jake would have a chance, I would think, if he could just throw some shots and spin off, you know, maybe be a step faster than Mike since he's 30 years younger. Exactly 30 years younger. Here comes Mike. Comes at him. All right, and he's tied up again. Throws a little body shot. Looked a little low, but I don't know why Mike, by the way, why he always wears underoos when he spars. I never got that. He's always in his tighty whities, in his drawers, sparring in his drawers, but whatever. He's a legend, so there Mike's coming at him. There he's, okay, nice head movement. This other guy that he's fighting isn't bad, man. Good, ooh, nice combo, man. Let's look at that again. Mike throws a jab, throws a right to the body, pauses, throws a left hook, and oh, look how fast that the left and the right came. And look at the shoulder snap behind that. Mike is the best ever at snapping his shoulder behind his punches to get that power. He just turns all of his weight and his leverage and snaps his shoulder. He goes from point A to point B like I talk about in the shortest amount of time, doesn't cock back, doesn't waste any momentum, just boom, straight to the target. There Mike misses a lead right hand, which we rarely see Mike throw a lead right hand. Ooh, nice body shot by Mike. Nice body shot, and the opponent ties him up. Really well done. All right, now Mike's again. Ooh, 2 left hooks, and then he gets tied up, pushes him through the ropes a little bit, and steps away. All right, here Mike comes again. Jab, hook. Ooh, gets him against the ropes. Nice. Nicely done. Let's look at that again. Mike throws a jab, and then he immediately hooks off the jab. Boom. So it throws a jab and a left hook right after, hooking off the jab. Nobody ever expects punches to come like that. That's why those land a lot. Usually people expect left, right, left, right. But Mike threw a jab and then came with the same hand and threw a left hook off the left jab. Beautiful. There Mike just eludes another hook by his opponent. Again, if you guys know who this opponent is, tell me in the comments. I have no idea who he is. There Mike again. The opponent throws a straight right, stops Mike in his tracks, partially lands. There, Mike again. See that stutter step he does? There, look at that. He made the opponent miss and came in and just missed the left hook to the body. All right, now here's Mike again, working the head movement. Look how fast that is. And he keeps his hands pasted to his cheekbone, which is what Kevin Rooney taught me, and moves his waist and comes forward though. There again, Mike's coming forward, hands by his pasted on his cheekbone, coming forward. I mean, classic custom house style. Look at that. Just making every punch miss. Now, obviously, he's not throwing back in these clips, even though the guy's headgear on. Maybe he's throwing back a little bit, just not what we're seeing here. Apologies because Mike's sparring footage is limited at this, advanced stage now. There's not much out there. He's moving again. Beautiful head movement by Mike. Again, look at that. And this guy's trying to hit him. You can see right there. Hey there, Mike just did the twist. Twisted to his left and left him in a completely different angle where he could throw different shots. And he ends up to the side of his opponent or behind him with those last-second twists and springs. All right, and that was the end of Mike's sparring footage. All right, here's Jake Paul, Hasim Rahman. Oh, okay, they each trade a jab. One jabs the other. Hasim, as you guys all know, I'm very close to Hasim Rahman Sr., Hasim's father. We came up in the amateurs together with Kevin Rooney, and I've known Hasim Jr. here since he was a baby. Ooh, nice combo. Let's look at that again. Jake comes in, he catches Hasim with a nice left hook, and then Hasim kind of hits him behind the head. But then Jake does the classic, he turns his back, which Hasim laughs at. Now remember, this is from a few years ago, so Jake is only 4 or 5 years in boxing to begin with, but this is probably his first or second year in boxing, so he's way more inexperienced here. And that turning the back is a classic inexperienced move. So now we get an idea for what Jake's gonna look like against a real heavyweight. Hasim is a legit 225, same weight as Mike Tyson. Hasim is about 6'3", so he's way taller than Mike, but the same weight. All right, that round ends, next one starts. So here we have an idea to see what Jake will look like. Jake's a little bigger now than he is in this sparring clip. There, Jake's throwing a nice jab. Hasim is also going from back and forth to southpaw to conventional. Now he's standing conventional. Hasim also has a very different style than Mike. Hasim keeps his hands low, but a nice jab. But we see here what Jake can do against an experienced pro, because Hasim is an experienced professional at this time. Still is, obviously. Ooh, okay, so Hasim is just guarding up. Nice. He's putting the earmuffs up. Oh, again. He's putting the earmuffs up. Let's see that again. So Jake just leads with a straight right through those earmuffs because he knew that there's going to be an opening in between the earmuff guard that Hasim was just letting him tee off on him with his earmuffs up. So Jake was actually a good move to go right through the hole, right through the middle of that. All right, so now again, guys, this is sparring, so the guys are both just working. There, Jake tries to throw a jab off the hook like Mike did. He tried to do that, wasn't successful. He's jabbing. Hasim, ooh, nice check hook. Let's see that again. Jake comes in, and Hasim hits him with a check hook and spins a teeny bit off the side. So Hasim caught Jake coming in. Now, if Jake tries to rush into Mike, he will definitely run into something. I don't think he'll fight Mike that way. I think it'll be more Mike stalking Jake. This is more Jake stalking Hasim. Hasim is going easy there. He landed a few jabs. Nice straight right by Jake, which he landed, again, through that opening in the earmuff guard, and then stepped away. So yeah, Hasim is clearly working here. He's not going very hard. Neither guy is really going, ooh, nice overhand right pass by Jake. Then he runs away again. Amateur move. Half turns his back, getting out of the corner. A lot of fighters also do that when they're gassed. He just didn't want to be in the corner. He was also a little intimidated, I think, being in with a way more experienced, bigger guy. So I think that's why he ran that way. A mix of the intimidation, the fatigue, and the inexperience. There, he's holding them. See, they break clean. Both guys have a very relaxed body language to them. Okay, now Hasim's getting kind of low. Jake's pawing with a jab. Again, you're not seeing much here. Neither guy's being aggressive. Okay, so now they're starting to talk, showboat. Hasim started talking to Jake first, weirdly enough, in the sparring. There's a jab to the body. Hassim said that he didn't want to go too hard because he wanted to be called back for the sparring because they paid him well for it. He was worried if he went too hard, he might have not been called back. And some people say that's not true. Some people say when you get hit like this, your ego kicks in and you're going to go hard. There's a nice body shot by Jake, but not all people like that. Some people don't mind taking a few punches and just to work with somebody less experienced. I know I did that a bunch of times. I wouldn't take punches, but I wouldn't turn it up. What I would do is a lot of times you'll land one or two hard shots to put the guy in their place, the inexperienced guy. Let him know there could be more of this. I could put my foot on the gas. There Jake comes in, a bit sloppy with the 1, 2, 3, all straight punches. There now Sim stepping in with a jab. Jake again is clowning, looking around, talking. Now they're just both talking. Right, that round is over, and here's the next round. Jake leaning, taunting Hassim. Ooh, nice 1-2 by Jake. Let's see that again. Jake throws down to the body and up to the head. Beautiful distraction to the body, and then comes up top to the head. Because Hassim was picking the jabs off, swiping them downward. So Jake knew if he did a punch to the body downward, that would leave all this open because he's swiping down, getting his hands out of the way of protecting his face. So he came over the top with a straight right hand. All right, now Jake is circling. Hassim is just waiting. There, Hassim moves, gets hit with a jab as he backs off. Now Hassim switching back to southpaw. He was kind of going between southpaw and conventional in this sparring. So now Hassim's waiting. Definitely gives a different feel and look when somebody's southpaw, especially if they're going from back and forth to southpaw to conventional in the sparring. There, Jake throws a bit of a sloppy jab. They're both just kind of not doing much. There, Jake tries to throw 1, 2, 3. Hassim is able to put his shoulder in the way of that and not get hit at all. There, looks like Hassim catches Jake coming in with a hook. Now they're talking, more talking. I'm not a fan of all this talking, man. If you're fighting hard, talking's okay, in my opinion. But when you're going light and you're talking, it's like, no disrespect to Hassim. Ooh, nice overhand right. Let's look at that again. Same thing. Goes to the body and comes up top. Hits him with the same thing that he hit him with earlier in the round. So Jake, with his inexperience, was able to find a hole in Hassim's guard, and that ends the sparring. But he's able to find a hole in Hassim's guard, and he was able to capitalize with a distraction to the body and then come up top because he knew Hassim's face would be open. All right, and that ends that sparring. So we weren't able to grab too much from these clips. We saw that Jake does have the capacity to learn, and we've seen that since. Even though Jake has only been boxing 4 or 5 years, he has advanced exceptionally quickly. He also has the luxury, because of his status and his wealth, to bring in the best trainers and the best sparring partners off jump. So that, and the fact that he is a hard worker. I've heard from people close to him, people I trust, former world champions, people whose opinions matter, that Jake does work very hard. He puts the work in. But at the same token, which might be the difference in the Tyson fight, is you cannot make up for experience. You can't. Experience speaks volumes. So Jake is a naturally smaller guy, way less experienced, and is not known to be a slick boxer. He had problems with Tommy Fury, who boxed him. And we all know the only way to beat Mike Tyson is by boxing him. You're not going to slug with Mike. Now, this is a prime Mike. So the only shot Mike has is, does that 30-year gap at 58, by the time they fight, Mike will be 58, has he lost enough of his power, of his speed, of his endurance, but mostly his speed, because power is the last to go. Endurance, stays around if you do cardio, but mostly his speed. Has he lost enough where Jake could take advantage of it? So the real question is, does somebody with lesser skills but way more youth prevail over somebody with way more skills but aged 30 plus years older than the opponent? People ask me to predict this fight, and I still don't know what to say. I could see Mike laying Jake out cold, but I could also see Jake boxing Mike and holding him. One of the main wild cards is here, under those rules of the bout can only be at a competitive exhibition, we don't know how hard each guy can go and will go. So another piece of this puzzle, which nobody's thinking about, is this could end up being a very lackluster, boring fight with neither guy putting their foot on the gas. But I want to know what you guys think. Do you think these guys are going to go all out? And how do you see this fight going? And more importantly, who do you guys see winning this fight? Tell me in the comments.